I can look. Good. Guys, I think this is done by everyone. That is great. Let's start with some of the very basic problems. Now the thing is, some of you already good in solving problems, some requires time. Okay, so if you are good, you can solve it quickly. We are not looking at any complexity, any best logic. It's only the implementation part, but you have to make sure your code is working. If I copy paste your code in a compiler, it should run without any logical error. Okay, are we good? Is it clear? Drupad, Gopal, Ashwini, Asmita, Soumya, Sajan, Vijay.
Yes, yeah, Nishan.
Good. So the first problem is, so everybody is comfortable with array, I guess. So we will discussing the array later in our topic discussion, but let's take a simple array, okay, where you have to find the minimum element in it. To find the minimum element in it. Okay. So for example, this is my board font size is fine with you. Given an array, find the minimum element in it. For example, if the input is like this, 1, 2, 2, 3, 5, 1, 6, 7, then the output should be 2. Okay. If the input is something like 1, then the output should be 4. If the input is like -1, sorry, the input is empty. Let's say not take empty array. So if the input is two things only, 2, 1, then the output should be 1. Oh, like this. So okay, just try to write a code. How we'll do it? We simply take a variable and try to compare that variable, or we take a minimum variable. Okay, assign it to very large value, and then we compare it with every element, and then we check whether that minimum is smaller than the whether the current element is smaller than the minimum. Then we replace the minimum. Okay, like that using a single variable, or you can take the variable, assign element in the array to it, and then compare it with all the others. Okay, and guys, try to write your own code. Don't look into the other people's code. If you need any help, please let me know. I will help you out. And guys, once you write the code, take the time to debug it. Okay, that's the most important part. And you have to find out what mistake you have done it first by yourself. Remember, you didn't created your code shell link. Okay. Nice thing is how to debug the code. So debugging the code means line by line execution. Okay, line by line execution means, for example, I will give an example here. Everybody see. If I write a simple code for a plus b, if I write a simple code like this, then what I will do, I will take another integer c, and I will do c equals to a plus b, and then I will return c. That's it. So if my input for this function is like this, a is equals to 5 and b is equals to 10. If my input to this function is okay, then what happens? How we will debug is, we look into here line by line see. So line by line means a is equals to 5 and b is equals to 10 comes here. Then you have defined another variable c. Then c equals to a plus b means c equals to 5 plus 10. So c becomes 15 and you are returning 15. So the answer should be 15. Okay. This is called dry run and debugging with the given input. Now I will change the input, like negative I have to check. So I will do -5. Then a becomes -5. The -5 plus 10 will become 5. And then we will return like this. Okay. In this way, we debug the code. So is it clear? This is we called as dry run also and debugging. So both are the same thing. Okay, so I have respond to all of you what the mistake you have done and how it should be. Guys, one thing more, always try to write the function only. You don't need to write the whole thing like you have a main method, you are taking the input, forget about it. Just try to complete a function. Suppose you have to write a function only or a method only. Okay. That focus on that part only. Okay, don't worry about how many test cases will be there. It's fine. Okay, we will be just focusing on the part where uh, the functions is written. Okay, the main logic is written. Another thing is some of you still not debugging your code. There are still simple mistakes are there in that. I've already told you about. Okay. Second question. For given an array, find the maximum element in it. Okay, so maximum element is 7 here. 1 is 1, maximum element is 2 here. So same given an array, find the maximum element in it. And again, guys, you don't need any two loops or something. Within a single loop only, it will be fine. And make sure that okay, no, you don't have to write below it. It should be on the top, so that every time the new problem will be on the top. The same document we are solving all the problems. Okay, so how we can do it without using two loops is we can take a variable. We can initialize the variable with the first element in the array, and then that element or that variable we will compare it with the rest of the array elements. Again, guys, you don't have to write the whole main function and everything. You can just write a small function with a signature where you can take a array and return the maximum element. Okay. Okay, I will write, guys, I will write the code for this. Please see how should it look like. Okay. So I will be writing in general Java or C++. Let's say Java. Okay. So let's say I am returning int and I am having the function called find max. Okay. And then in the find max, I am taking the array as the input. Now you don't know the size of this array. Okay. Everybody please look here how it should look like. So I want this function only. I didn't matter. I didn't interested in the main or the input, how you're taking the input, that's at all. So array, so what I will do, I will take the length of this. How will I will take the length? If you are using Java, there is a direct function called length function. If you are using C or C++, you can calculate like this. A divided by size of, sorry, A divided by size of A of 0, something like that you can do. Size of is there, which can help. So you can find the length. Even if it is difficult, just take the length also, where n is the length. So I will take another variable called max. I will initialize to A of 0 to it. Okay. And then for and I equals to 0, sorry, I equals to 1, I less than n, I plus plus, I will go and see max is if max is less than a of I, means if it is less than a of I, then max equals to a of I. Okay, this is at the end what you will do, you will return max. Okay, that is the simplest way to do it. Cool. In this manner, we can do it. Other test cases, you can put it in here. We are expecting array to be at least a size of 1. Okay. So now when we say debugging means going one by one, in the loop also going one by one. So if the input is your 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7, this is the input. What the first line say, max is equals to a of 0, which is 2. Then you have I is equals to 1. So indexing, if I do is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I is equals to 1 means I is here. Okay. Then I will check max is less than 4, max is less than a of I. A of I means 4. Is max is less than 4? Yes, max is less than 4. So max becomes 4. Then I is equals to this 2. Then it's 5. Again, 4 is less than 5? Yes, it becomes 5. Then I goes here. It is 6. Is it less than 6? Yes. So it makes become 6. Then I becomes here. Is it less than 7? Yes. So it is 7. So output is 7. Means I'm getting the correct output. That's how it should be dry run to check whether your logic is correct or not. Aman, Ashwini, Asmita, is it clear? Soumya, Ranjan,
Yes,
Shruti.
Nishant. Nishant, what is the time complexity and the space complexity for this?
No, we are not discussing that right now. Our main motive is to do the implementation exercise only. It doesn't
Okay.
matter how you do it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So complexity we will be discussing once we discuss the complexity topic.
Okay.
Okay. So Gopal, Drupat, Sajjan, Vijay, Vijay, are we good? Pritham, Jayant.
Yes, Nishant.
Yes.
How to take input without knowing the size of the array. So you can directly take which language you are using, Vijay. So in C++ you can take the array, na? Int of array, something you can take it now. You don't need the size there, you can calculate the size from there itself. Okay, now the next problem is, and the same thing. Next is, look very carefully. Given an array, you have to find the maximum and minimum element in it. Okay, within the same array in single pass. In single pass means in a single traversal only you have to find it. And the output should be like this: 2 part, 2 comma 7. Okay. If it so assume that at least, yeah, if there is a single element, the output should be 1 comma 1. If it is 2 comma 1, it should output should be, This is clear. So you can return an array of size 2. Guys, is it clear? Drupal, Gopal, Jayant, Pritam, Rajesh, Soumya,
Yes.
Sajjan, Vijay.
Yeah, Nishant.
Yeah.
Take your time. And single pass means single time only you are allowed to traverse.
Listen, Somi here. This platform is saying reconnecting every 5 seconds. Not stable.
What you can do is you can write it into a notepad or anything, and then you can copy paste it here. If it is giving, actually it is giving trouble today, I am also feeling that. Okay, but you can do that. You can write it into a local notepad. You can just check whether it is working or not by debugging it, and then you can copy paste it. Guys, one more request. When you say yes or done, please put the question number also. For which question you are saying that it is you are done. Listen, your code is correct. English, your code is correct. Ashwini, your code is also, Gopal, your code is also correct. Open, your code is correct. Jayan's your code is correct. Drupad, your code is correct. But the thing is, you are printing the maximum minimum element. You are not focusing on the part which I told where you have to return an array of size 2 with the answer. Okay. So that is, you don't have to write a main method. You have to write a simple function, which I like the one which I have just written here for the problem 2.
Okay, yeah.
And let me refresh it. Your code is correct. The people who are done, let's wait for the other people for a few minutes, and you can take a break to drink water or something. Okay, and let everybody complete, and then we will progress for the next. Asmita, we are looking to do in a single pass. We are using 2 for loops separately. That is 2 pass. In the single pass, we are looking to do that. Can you change your code for the same?
Okay.
I mean, your code is correct. Using your code is correct. We're using vector. Nice. I think everybody is done with this problem. Anyone who is still working on that? Pritam, Ashwini.
Nishan, almost done.
Okay. Let's take 2 minutes more. There is a, you are good. You just have to return it. You are not returning it. Okay. That's it. Now let's play around with it more. Okay. I want, given an array, find the maximum and the second maximum element in it. Second maximum element. For example, the maximum element is 7 and second maximum element is 6. Here maximum and minimum are same, maximum and second maximum are same. Here also it is good. I will take one more input to help you understand better. So if the array is like this, 1, 3, 2, 6, 7, 8, 7. Okay. Or what it will say, 7 is here somewhere. Then the maximum is 8 and second maximum is 7. So maximum and second maximum you have to find, and that too within a single pass. In a single for loop, you have to find the maximum and the second maximum. You have to take the 2 variables, and every time you check with the current element, you update both the variables. Okay. So take 2 variables called as maximum and second maximum. Initialize both of them with the a of 0, and then start looking with a of 1, a of 2, and then update both of them as per the need.
Nishant, can we know one thing? Like, how did you come to the solution where you are not using 2 loops, right? What is the thought process that made you think that, okay, I can use a single loop and can complete my task?
Okay. So when we see, when we use, if you look at the 2 loop solution, what you are doing is you have just the if condition which is independent of each other. In the one if condition, you are checking whether minimum is greater than the current element, then you are updating it. Then in the second if condition, you are checking that maximum is less than the current element, then you are updating the minimum. So both the things, see, computational wise, both the things are same. It doesn't make much difference. So the if conditions are independent of each other, that's why we can put both the if condition into a single pass. That's the main idea behind it, actually. If you look closely.
Okay, I was focusing on how did you arrive at this solution? What
So
brings you to
arriving at solution is the approach is about comparing a single variable which is holding the minimum element with all the other elements. This is the approach. We are talking how we came up to this approach.
Yes.
Okay. So the thing is, when you say a variable holds a minimum element, it means you have calculated the minimum so far. Let me explain you here. This my friend. Okay, let's take this example. This one. So what what happens is 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Let's say maximum we are finding. So right now maximum is 2. Your I is here. Okay, this is 0, 1, 2, and 3. So when you say max is 2, it means that till this far your maximum is 2. When you compare your maximum with this is 0 actually, this is 1, 2, 3, and so what happens is, yeah. So when you move forward within the array, you check with this element and 2. So 4 is greater than 2, the 4 is become this. So maximum element contains the maximum so far between 2 and 4. So you don't have to recalculate the maximum every time while which you are doing within the 2 for loops. Okay, so that's the main motivation, that we are reusing the information which we have. So it doesn't need a recomputation. Okay. That's how I came to this single variable approach. Is it clear? And this is going to be useful in many places.
Okay.
Guys, please debug this problem thoroughly, because there might be some mistakes that are possible in the comparisons. Take your time. We are not in a hurry. Okay, take your.
Nishant, just one question.
Yes.
So in the third input, it's a single element, right? One.
Yes.
So it doesn't make sense saying that the first and the second maximum is one. I mean, since we are to return two values, we are to expect two inputs, right? Two inputs in the array.
Okay. Let's say in this problem, the minimum size of the array will be 2. In this array, the minimum size of the array will be 2, and all the elements are distinct. That will help.
Yeah, sure.
Nishant, I think the last output is flipped.
Correct now.
Yes.
Ridesh, why you are putting your question in it? Step at second max. Okay, I can check your code. You can just put it there. Stop that second one. Think a bit. While debugging your problem, when an element is greater than maximum, you are updating maximum. But there's one thing is here. Let's see this problem. Okay, everybody. So we are working with 4, 7, 3, 2, 6, and 8. Okay. Now you have a max element and second max element. So initially I will have the max element so we have the 2 size array. So maximum element is 7 and then second maximum is 4. Now a new element comes. When a new element comes, you will compare it with the maximum element. Okay. Then the maximum element is 7. So you will compare this with both. So 3 is greater than 7, no. 3 is greater than 4, no. Okay, then we move to 2. 2 is greater than 7, no. 2 is greater than 4, no. Then we move to 6. 6 is greater than 7, no, but 6 is greater than 4. So 4 will be updated to 6. Then you have 8. 8 is greater than 7, yes. So whenever 8 is greater than 7, then 7 again you need to check with the second maximum. Now the second maximum will be updated to 7. Okay. So it should go like this. Okay. So again, I will be iterating it.
Yeah.
Just focus here. So I told that the array is going to be of size 2. So whoever is the maximum will be in the max. Whoever is the less will be in the second. We will be taking an element and comparing it with the maximum element. It is greater than max, no. Then we will be comparing it with the second maximum. It is greater than that, no. It's fine. Next is 2. Is it greater than 7? No. It is greater than 4? No. Next is 6. 6 is greater than 7? No. But 6 is greater than second max. So it will be 6. 8 is greater than 7. Okay, so max is going to be update, but as soon as max is going to be update, you have to check the current max value with the second max value. So current max value is 7, second max value is 6. So 6 need to be updated to 7. Okay, so you have to take care when you are updating your max. Okay. Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. The people who are still completing, take your time. Okay, is this problem anyone still doing or we are done? Kuman, Ashwini, Asmita, Askar, Gopal, Jayan. Still someone is doing, are we good? Soumya, Ranjan, Vijay.
It's completed.
Okay, guys, so next problem which we are going to do is from the lit code. Guys, I will suggest, so guys, do you have lit code accounts? I'm not talking about the premium one. Simple lit code accounts do you have? If
Yes.
if you don't have a lit code account, please create your lit code account. In the session parts, create a session with the name of the batch name, the Tutort DSA 6th June. Okay. And in that session, we are going to practice other problems as well. Okay. So can you guys do that exercise? Let me share my screen with you and what is being expected. Okay. Yeah, guys. So are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Here, this is again for the implementation purpose only. Don't think about the complexity right now. Don't think about how you can do this problem. I mean, you can solve in the efficient time and don't worry about it. What I meant by this session is when you go to your profile after creating, there are the things called sessions. In the sessions, create a session of your name, okay, with the batch name and activate it. So all the problems which we are solving under the class or the assignments will be in that session only. Okay. So this is the problem which we are targeting now. In this problem, you have given an array and you have given a target value. So we have to find a pair whose sum is equals to the target value. So how we can do that is we can simply check run two loops. For every element in the outer loop, we do a sum with every element in the inner loop and see whether the sum is equals to the okay, sorry, I have just check to whether the sum is equals to the target or not. If the sum is equals to the target, then we will return the array. Okay, so it is again a two-size array. You don't have to submit anything to me or anywhere. You can put it into your code share again. The same thing. And just make a placeholder here as well. do something. That's it. So just think about it. Don't look at the submission solutions discussions. Sorry, don't look at the solutions and discussions. Do it by yourself.
We'll be doing it in the lead code itself and copy pasting it into code share, right?
Okay. First, do it in the lit code. Debug it by yourself before submitting it. Make sure all the test cases are passing. Then, once you are done, just copy paste your code into the code share. That's it. Okay. Is any one of you feeling difficulty in solving this? Gopal, Dupat, Ranjan, Soumya. Anyone is feeling difficulty in solving this? Everybody knows the logic, no? What we are trying to do. Okay, let's see how we can do it. Quickly, I will tell you the logic so that people can. So suppose we have the input like this 2, 7, 11, and 50. Okay. So the target is 9. So as I said, you can use two loops. One is I and one is J. I will be going one by one. J will be starting from here. So for every element in the outer loop, we will have to go for the inner element. So you can have for I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. And then the inner loop will go from for j equals to I plus 1, j is less than n, and j plus plus. And then you check if a of I plus a of j is equals to target. So if that is the case, then we will return a and j. So what happens? 2 will be checked again. 2 plus 7, 2 plus 11, 2 plus 15. Then I will be changing to here. Then 7 plus 11, 7 plus 15. Then I will be changing to here. Then I plus j means I plus 15. Then I will be here like that. Okay. So, Ranjan, is it clear how we are doing it now?
Hi,
I
Nishant.
thought
Asmita here. Actually, I have written this logic, but getting some syntactical error in lead code.
Which language you are using?
Java.
Okay, can you check once what the error is?
Uh, I'm declaring one array to store this index. So for that, I'm getting. Can I paste in my doc and can you check?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can.
I was under the impression
In
that
the
we'll
first loop is I less than n minus 1. No, it's not necessary. You can have till I minus n minus 1 till the second last element. You can. Yeah, somebody was saying something.
I was under the impression that we have to do it with a single for loop.
Oh, no, no, no. The problem statement
It's
try
not
to go
required.
through it thoroughly. No, no. That we will discuss while solving the array, that how we can do this problem efficiently.
In this case, we have to return two numbers, right? Like a of I and a of j, both.
Yes.
You have to return the index, right?
Let me check. Yes, you have to return the index actually, not the numbers. Okay, guys, what you can do is you can keep working on this problem after the class as well. So this week we are not going to do much. This much is